Okay, it's been a little bit post fair. It's Wednesday, Wednesday, August 4th, not April.
Yeah. I think the last
in the
time,
news.
last
we're
time,
back.
Last time we
glad
talked,
we're making it happen.
I think I just celebrated 1 year here, and then we.
So it was like 2 weeks ago because we skipped last week because of Fair Week. Yeah. We were going to try and fit it in, but then the barbecue.
Yeah.
You went, and I think you got you were
buddy,
eating for like 4 hours.
You know, I love you, man, but you take a back seat to free barbecue.
You feasted for 4 hours and kicked and just,
Yeah,
don't even worry about this.
I did. I feasted for 4 hours, and the free barbecue was only for 2.
Well, that's good. At least you were there.
You should have seen the look on their faces when I came back.
Just came back
after the 2 hours.
I missed it. Was it fun?
Yeah, it was.
Good turnout.
It really was.
Fair was awesome. I was at Fair the whole weekend, and that was great, but I missed the barbecue.
I didn't get the full flavor of the fair last year because I'd just gotten here.
Right.
My first day was the 13th, and I think the fair started like 2 weeks later. So, I mean, I was still, wet behind the ears, green behind the ears, whatever you call it. And I was a 10 horn, I think Cowboys call it.
There you go.
Anyway, yeah, I'm using a lot of cowboy talk this week.
That's good.
Last week because of the fair.
So what do we got?
I do a weekly lead in to our newsletter that Courtney puts out every Thursday morning, and this week it was like, "Howdy, partner. How y'all doing?
How y'all doing? Let's do it." Yeah.
And then at the end it was like, "See you later, partner."
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's fun, man. It's a great week.
But no, the fair, I got the full flavor of it this year. And you know what a great job they do.
Yeah,
they do. They just do an amazing job out there. It's a terrific family atmosphere. My Justin went with me one day, and actually Justin went with me for the free barbecue and such, which was with all due respect to the rodeo and everything. I'm a journalist, so if there's free food, that's instantly the best day of anything.
Yeah, that's how it goes if you're a journalist.
But they did it. They did a tremendous job with it, and the barbecue was great. The watermelon was great. Justin, Justin's young, and a lot of times you think, well, young people in a county fair, but he had a blast.
My nephew comes out.
Yeah,
and he's only 14, and he had a great time.
Yeah, they had a little bit of something for everybody. Got to meet the new.
Superintendent?
Vets,
yeah. They're a great group,
for, the
Twin Forks?
Twin Forks, yes, thank you. Got to meet them, and it turns out they're also from Texas.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know if they're from there, but I think they moved here from there. We didn't really get into a lot of detail.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them. So, and Ray and Dr. Darcy, and
But I know the 1 or 2 that I met, and I think it was Dr. Darcy, nice people.
They are. They're all really nice.
And if you're not really from Texas, I apologize for that. But I think they said they were from Texas. I'm 35 for the 27th time, so
piece of cake.
I can't remember what I had for lunch today. Yeah, actually I did. I had a McDonald's chicken.
There you go.
So don't ask me what I had yesterday. Well, let's talk about the website real quick. A lot of stuff going on there. We got, cute fair pictures and what have you. The 7 beer festivals to sample in Colorado between now and the fall.
That sounds interesting.
But the Denver rare beer tasting has been canceled because of COVID. Got to watch that COVID, man. It's still out there.
Still canceled.
Stinks, stuff. I know. It's still out there, but just be safe.
Yep.
Thought this was a really good column by Kisla, our sister paper up at the Denver Post, wrote a really good column, and it was in Colorado, girls can grow up to kick butt, take names, and bring home medals from the Olympics. And Colorado people have done extremely well at the Olympics. Cougars Eagles open golf season this week. We have Burlington School District back to school information on our website for folks. 5 Colorado experiences to finish the summer strong. And we even have a recipe on here for the peach.
Nice.
The peach is versatile, man.
Peach it's powerful.
I love me some peach cobbler. And our poll this week, and we have already had, it just went up today because we've been busy with fair stuff and what have you, and Courtney handles this, but it just went up a couple hours ago, and we've already got like 20 responses to it, something like that.
What is it?
I can tell you exactly how many we've got. The poll question this week is, how concerned are you about the Delta variant of COVID-19? And so far,
So how do you answer that? Is it like very concerned, not concerned, don't care?
you have three choices: a lot, of which 7 people have already voted; a little, 4 people voted for that; and not at all, 4 people voted for that. So 15 votes. But
Yep.
still, that, in the matter
It's a good amount of votes in
Yeah,
in an hour.
yeah, about 2 hours roughly. Yeah.
Oh,
So
those polls are doing well.
and that is a valid question. I had something else ready to go up, and then I was talking to a friend, and he said, "Well, he said, this is what's in the news." He said, "Find out how people feel about it."
Yeah, that's fair.
I said, "Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's
That way
fair.
I can bump the other question back and get a head start on next week." But yeah, that's that's a valid that's a valid question, and we're getting a lot of answers, and we've talked our thoughts on it, and again, I'll repeat for those who haven't heard, my personal thoughts are, yes, be afraid of anything that is COVID-19 because it can kill you. It can. Doesn't mean you have to push panic buttons. Doesn't mean you have to hide yourself in your house and never come out again. Doesn't mean you can't still go play golf. Doesn't mean you can't still go to the movies. I went to 2 movies this past weekend up in Denver. It just means be safe.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I mean, there's no reason, especially if you're vaccinated, there's no reason that you can't live a normal life. Just go out
And see,
have fun.
and because we do talk, and we won't go down this funnel, but the only place I disagree with some people is we say because you're vaccinated, but I also think if you have natural immunity. That's my only thing. But we don't have to go down that path.
No, you are right. The natural immunity does count. However, it's my understanding, because I did do a little more research on this after we talked.
As have I.
The natural immunity is not eliminated by getting vaccinated, but the natural immunity also doesn't last as long necessarily as a vaccination.
How do they know though?
I mean,
Because since it just started, like me, I've been exposed twice and I haven't caught it.
they're doctors and scientists, and I just take them at their word.
Yeah, but I mean, even that's the case, you wouldn't know because we don't have enough data. We don't have time that's gone by where somebody could have got it and be like, okay, now the natural immunity went away because you caught it.
Well, I mean, the only answer I would have for that would be,
because I've read articles by some pretty reputable doctors that said they thought it might go as far as 18 months.
the only answer I would have really would be, you can still get it when you've been vaccinated, especially this Delta variant. But the amount of people who have been hospitalized and more so even died from it is
Far less.
Yeah, it's like 99.99999, and this is actual number. I'm not making
No,
this up.
I know, and
It's
I
like
agree.
99.99999 on and on percent who either don't feel a thing or feel just a little bit like maybe you got a touch of the flu or something.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not going to die, basically.
No, and I agree, man.
And you're not even really going to get sick. I think the thing that most people are concerned about now is, and the reason that they're coming up with the, start wearing masks when you're in a crowd and such, even if you're vaccinated and what have you. The thing that can happen if you're vaccinated is you can pass it on to a non-vaccinated person. As far as the antibodies go, I don't know how all that factors in, but I have talked to a health official, and they don't last as long as a vaccination does.
But how do they know that?
Well, again, they're health officials. They study this stuff.
Yeah, but you can't just say, well, because they say so.
It would be like asking me a newspaper question. I mean, this is what I do for a living.
Well, so. I get that, but do you see where I'm coming from on that? Because you're just saying, well, but how do they know? They didn't know what COVID was. It's brand new. If you have somebody that had it and then they've been exposed and they haven't caught it, and you have some doctors saying it'll go. Oh, so you're saying it won't last as long as the vaccine? Is that what you said?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. The antibodies. Anytime you get sick, whether you get the flu or whatever, you do build up a certain amount of antibodies.
We should just do a separate show on this.
But
because some people are saying the vaccine's more like a therapeutic because by definition, because people are catching it again, right? Because a true vaccine, you wouldn't catch it again.
First of all, few people are catching it. It's not like there's a big whelm. There's a big wave of people catching it who have had the vaccine. But some are, yes. But when they do catch it again, basically there are
far less
very
serious.
Little, if any, effects.
I agree with that. Yep.
Again, I go back to, I could have it right now.
Yeah.
And may not even know. So that, I think, is in itself the reason to get vaccinated because,
especially if you're high risk and you have, I get that.
Yeah, this thing can be very deadly if you're not vaccinated. So, and from what I saw out at the fair, it looked like people were, having a good time. They were, doing a pretty decent job of social distancing from what I could tell. I'm sure probably a lot of people were vaccinated, but
yep.
But yeah, it just seems like in general as a society we're doing a pretty good job of using common sense, I guess you could say.
I agree.
Yeah. So, and speaking of that, we do have a new update on here from Dawn. She says while we're on that subject, these are interesting. Dawn says all of the eligible individuals ages 12 and up in Kit Carson County, 37.7% have been vaccinated with at least one dose. However, Kit Carson County does rank 62nd out of 64 counties for Colorado in overall vaccination rates. Now, I don't know if that means, I would think, well, if it's what I'm thinking, we could probably get more people vaccinated, but still.
Well, so, and then what's, which one's the lowest county?
I don't.
It's Cheyenne County. So it's Cheyenne County, and
I seem to have heard that, yeah.
And that number's even higher, that are 37, because it's including everyone. Where it drops down low is when you go below a certain age threshold, and then I think it's like 27%.
Well, actually,
right?
Individuals 18 and up.
Oh, is it 18 and up? Good.
40.3% have been vaccinated, and 65 and up, 81% have been vaccinated. So that's a really good sign. The elderly people in the county are taking care of themselves and being taken care of, and that's a very optimistic sign. So kudos to the folks in the county. I don't really know. I'm trying to wrap my head around the 62nd out of 64. I mean, if that means that, I don't know. I'm trying to, because these numbers you would think we'd be higher, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What else you got on there?
We have, the state has added masking requirements for residential care facilities. We have the ever popular back to school information.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Burlington, Stratton, new principal, Colby Brubaker. There was a movie with Robert Redford called Brubaker.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
That was a good movie, Brubaker.
I think
nobody knows about that.
I think he spelled it different, but hey, anybody named Brubaker's okay.
I forgot about that movie.
The 4-H livestock sale was up from last year. So
that's good.
And then, and that's a sign that, hey, we're able to enjoy ourselves again. And the Queen, Daily Garner, bringing out the flag.
That's a great picture.
The fair. Yeah, Sherry Webb got that. No, John Cisneros got that, actually, Courtney's husband. I had no idea John was such a good photographer.
He did a good job.
He's got a whole page in the paper.
He did a lot of pictures.
I don't think I brought that page, but speaking
have you guys done a segment on the new superintendent?
Not yet. I need to sit down.
Is that coming?
With him. Cool. We've done a story that he was hired, but we haven't done an actual sit-down interview. I was actually just thinking about that the other day, doing
that'd be a good one,
Q&A with him. But yeah, we did do a story
from
about
Trinidad, so he's from Colorado.
Yeah, and he's a really good guy.
Yeah.
So I'm just the other day at the coaches meeting. This is cool. They have a ton of photos from the fair.
That's a lot of good stuff right there. That's the pigs where they have to. Yeah,
that's just one of the pages.
Look at those. Everyone having fun, getting muddy.
This is another one. A couple of them on here really caught my attention, and probably wasn't funny at the time to the poor folks, but they'll look back and that poor little kid there. I think the mutton got the best of that busting. And
the mutton.
I don't know what's going on here. I remember when I was a kid, I used to do an event called sand surfing at rodeos. And it was literally you were on a board being dragged by a horse.
Was that a Texas thing? Or
probably. Yeah, we do weird stuff down there. But that's kind of what that looks like. And as I recall, that probably was me on more than one occasion.
That's about what it looked like, huh?
Yeah, man, great times out at the fair. This is a cool column, and I brought it just because Carrie did a tremendous job on this and wanted to point it out. Carrie has always wanted to go to the All-Star game. Carrie Sherman, our sports writer. He covers the area schools. Of course, I cover Burlington. And he got a chance. He got free tickets to the All-Star game, went with some of his buddies, and wrote a tremendous column about the experience. Nice. And I suggest reading this. My
cool.
column,
he probably had a good time.
He did. And I didn't bring the page, but my column this week in sports is, you remember, well, you weren't here, and neither was I, but years and years ago, Dwayne Lewis was a record-setting basketball player for the Cougars, and went on to become just an amazing coach in Alameda and Alamosa.
Oh, yeah, you've talked about him a couple times.
Yeah. Well, he got inducted into the National High School Coaches Association, if I'm remembering correctly, Hall of Fame, and it was in Nebraska. I might have missed a letter or two in that, in what actual Hall of Fame he went into, but it's a pretty prestigious honor, and plus Dwayne's just a great guy. So that's what I wrote about this week. Just the fact that this guy has won a ton of basketball games. He was innovative. In running a fast-paced offense before they were even popular, but more than that, he's just a good guy.
Huh? That'll be good to read.
And then we've got lifestyles, savory summer grilling. Oh my gosh, look at that! Oh my gosh, look at that!
It's so great. He says leaves you speechless.
And it's dinner time.
Look at that savory, splendid summer grill.
What it looks like.
But we're summer. You can tell it's August. It's getting darker earlier, and it's getting a little bit brisky in the morning.
Smoked sausage links with bacon and onion marmalade.
That's good. You're making me hungry. It's a little bit later today.
Gosh. I gotta show this to the lovely missus. Lots and lots and lots and lots of fair pictures and fair stuff.
Good stuff at the fair.
And just you know, I'm glad everybody had a good time. Let's do it again next week.
Do another fair? Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh my gosh!
Perfect picture for the fair. Almost looking like it. Only there's water.
I would be remiss if I didn't point out all the the people back at the office who worked so hard on getting this fair edition out. Mostly Courtney and Sherry. They worked into the night on Tuesday night. I got to work this morning, and they were already there. The Kent back in the press room, juggling the schedule to make things happen, and just and it was a crazy day. I mean, normally we're done with the paper at noonish or a little bit after, and today it was later. But to everyone who came in and we had to say come back, trust me, it's worth the return. I mean, there is so many memories in this paper.
Lots and lots of fair info.
Lots of fair pictures and memories. And by the way, congratulations to all the people who won awards during the fair.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Oh my gosh, people come from everywhere to compete in this thing. Population of Burlington is what, just around 4,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say right under there.
I bet it doubled during the week of the fair.
There's a lot. It was pretty awesome.
Oh my
and then congrats to all all the pro rodeo riders, both men and women.
Yeah,
it was neat.
Yeah. So yeah, let's do this again next year, and not the show. We'll do it again next week, but let's do the fair again next year, and
No, we will do it next week, and then we'll take the week off after that, and then we'll reconvene.
Week after that, we are going on vacation. My wife has been wanting to see the Smithsonian and the Bible Museum.
That'll be neat
in D.C.
That'll be really cool. Smithsonian would be something really neat.
I was there back in the 90s, and it's been forever since I've been back, but I do remember D.C. being just an easy city to get around in. They have one of the best subway systems you can imagine. And I've talked to people who've been there since then, as recently as a year or two ago, and it's the same. They've shown me pictures.
Still good.
Amazing subway system, easy to get around in. The monuments, they're all free. Pretty much all of the Smithsonian is free, except for maybe one or two parts. Most of the museums are free or almost free. I mean, if you get yourself there, you won't spend a whole lot of money while you're there, and
it's a good place. Yeah,
and I'm just ready for a trip.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I mean, a trip that doesn't involve going back to Texas. I love Texas, love the grandkids and everything, but I'm ready to go
see some stuff.
Yeah, and so
well,
we'll see what happens while we're up there, and.
Well, thanks for coming in.
Like I tell people, one way or another, there'll be something to write about.
Oh yeah. Well, no, we always appreciate you coming in, and this is a great addition.
It is, isn't it?
Stetson produced this. He's going to get it on Facebook tomorrow to let everyone know about it. So hopefully everyone can check it out. So thank you, Stetson Probus. And then, thanks for always taking the opportunity to have tough discussions with me. I know it's not always easy. We don't always agree, but I respect that you'll listen to me and have those discussions.
That's what friendship's about, man.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
If we all liked the same things and did the same things, life would be kind of boring.
Well, you're willing to hear my questions and talk right through it. So, all right. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Have a good week.